Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace, blessings and mercy be upon you all. Welcome to the very first episode of Dawah Thursdays. In our episode today, we're going to be looking at the concept of Dawah. What exactly is Dawah and how do you implement it in your everyday life to invite people towards the way of Islam? Now the word Dawah itself means to invite or to call. And Islamically we know that this means to invite towards the way of Allah and His religion. So fundamentally this means to invite others towards this way of life, this deen that we follow. And we know that there are beautiful verses within the Holy Quran that speak about this. For instance, in the Holy Quran, in chapter 16 verse 125, there is a beautiful verse that reads as follows. Call to the way of your Lord with wisdom and good instruction, and argue with them in a way that is best. Indeed, your Lord is most knowing of who has strayed from His way, and He is most knowing of who is rightly guided. So what we find in this verse is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us that we are instructed to call people towards this way of life and to call people towards the path of Islam. And fundamentally upon this path, it's very important to understand that there are different individuals. Some people might run upon this path to gain as much knowledge as they can. Some people might jog. Others might only take a step a day. But fundamentally, we need to understand that our responsibility is to invite people upon this path and to support each other, to uplift each other, to help and teach one another. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also tells us that once we come into a point of argumentation with another person, or once we start a debate, that we need to do it with wisdom and with good instruction, that we should not try and raise our voice or dictate what people need to believe, but just to share what we believe, because in that is a lot of wisdom. Because then people can choose as to what they want for themselves. And they can start build their relationship with Allah. Because fundamentally, only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the changer of hearts. Only He has that power. Now there's another beautiful verse within the Holy Quran that I would like to share with you. In the Holy Quran, in chapter 3 verse 104, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says the following. Let there be a group among you who call others to goodness, encourage what is good, and forbid what is evil. It is they who will be successful. So what Allah is telling us in this verse is that we should come together and that there should be a group among us within our communities that call others to goodness. And what greater way to call others to goodness than to call those who are unbelievers towards the path of Islam, just to teach them regarding our faith and what we believe, just to educate them. And then through that, inshallah, if it is the will by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Almighty Creator, they will be rightly guided and they will choose what is best for them in their relationship with the Creator. So fundamentally, it is very important for each and every one of us that wants to be a da'i to realize that we are there to convey the message of Islam. We're not there to convert people. Because fundamentally, if we go out there and we just share our message, just tell people as to what we believe, that we believe in this Almighty Creator, that we believe in this revelation, that we believe in the final Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, then fundamentally they come to an understanding as to what Islam is. And that is our sole purpose, is to tell people what Islam is and to invite them towards this way of life. So what are some of the benefits that we will find within this approach itself? This approach helps us to break down barriers, to give people a different perspective of what Islam is, to change their concept of what they believe Islam is based on what they are told through media, other people, through their own religious leaders and so forth, but to educate them as to the truth of Islam and to break down all those barriers that stand between them and what the truth itself represents. The second thing we will learn is to build credibility and relationships with individuals, because fundamentally whenever we speak to individuals regarding this way of life, we try to teach them as to what we believe and what we stand for, and in that is also to connect with an individual based on their own humanity as to who they are as individuals, and to truly build that empathy for individuals, to understand where they're coming from, to put yourself in their shoes, and then through that build a strong relationship with them. This approach will also help us to create an environment for open, honest and meaningful discussions that is not just focused about the earthly things. For instance, how much wealth we have, how many followers on Instagram or Facebook or fame on YouTube, or how great our status is within our companies, or what is the next big movie coming out, or the next big song, or anything like that. But to focus upon the things that are most important, as to what our purpose is in life. Does God really exist? Can we rationally understand His existence? And how can we build bridges between individuals? to build in compassion and love and care for one another. It doesn't matter what race or ethnicity or background we come from, but to care for each other, because all of us are human at the end of the day. And through all of this approach changes the perception that people have regarding Muslims and Islam, and it educates them as to what we believe, what is our core foundation. And this framework itself allows us to bring this image forward, to have people perceive the world through our eyes, as to how we see it and how we believe in the Almighty Creator. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope this small little clip was of benefit to you. And please stay tuned for the next episode next Thursday, inshallah. All the best of blessings to you and your family. Jazakallah khair.